Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today is going to be my very first wrestling review, and I'm doing it with the very first PWG show I've ever bought, which is DDT4. This is basically PWG's tag team tournament. PWG is a company based out of California. They do about a show a month, and gotta say, they are pretty impressive so far. It's basically focusing more on wrestling matches instead of storylines, and gotta say, it's really grown on me pretty well. Let's start things out with the first match, which was Brian Gatson and Willie Mack versus the Young Bucks. And this was back when the Young Bucks were still with TNA and were calling themselves Generation Me. And so they come out, they cut a promo talking about how they're better than everyone else because they're superstars and that they're, better than this independent company, that they're, these guys are no ones compared to them. Really got the crowd behind Willie Mack and Brian Gatson, like cheering that the Young Bucks were going to lose. And Brian Gatson and Willie Mack are two guys I've never heard of, never seen them wrestle, so they really impressed me in this match. They proved how good they really were. Willie Mack especially, I like Willie Mack a lot. I really hope this guy gets signed with Ring of Honor soon because he's impressive. This match was really good. I like the fact that Willie Mack and Brian Gatson actually showed some real tag team ability. Looked like they could pick up the win here, but you're not going to get one over on the Young Bucks. So that was kind of a bummer, but any other time I think they might have had a chance, but Young Bucks obviously are probably the better tag team. This match, I give it 3 1/4. Great opener. A lot of people say how great PWG's openers are, and this one was definitely one of them. Next was probably the best opening round match, which was the RockNES Monsters, the team of Johnny Yuma and Johnny Goodtime, versus the American Wolves, which are probably my favorite tag team, not just because of the tag team wrestling, but also because Eddie Edwards and Dave Richards are two of my favorite wrestlers in Ring of Honor. They are arguably two of the best in the world. And this match was really good. They had the whole kind of storyline going into it about all the RockNES Monsters are going up against the American Wolves. That's a hard, big challenge. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. And I think they did a really good job of making it look like the RockNES Monsters could win. And, kind of showing that they had some guts, getting up when it looks like they're going to get beat. And really, did a lot of good selling. Dave Richards and Eddie Edwards didn't miss a beat. This was actually Eddie Edwards' first time in PWG. And the crowd really welcomed him. They were chanting for him, and great match, though. This was 4 stars. Great match. Easily the best match of the opening rounds. Then we had the Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli versus the Cutler brothers. I've never seen the Cutler brothers, and I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of them. I love the Kings of Wrestling. I think they're two of the best wrestlers in the world. Really hope they both go to WWE. I know Claudio is, but I'm hoping Chris Hero will join soon. Cutler brothers look like a generic brother tag team. They both look alike. They both kind of wrestle similar. I didn't really notice any big differences between them except for the size. But it was still a great match. It was nothing bad. And, with the Kings of Wrestling, you're going to get a good match no matter what, even with a bad tag team. But this was a good match, though. 3 1/4. A lot of fun. Next, we had the last of the opening round matches, which was the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark, against Nightmare Violent Connection, the team of Kevin Steen and Akira Tozawa. I know the Briscoes very well from Ring of Honor. I'm a big fan of theirs, even as a heel or as a face. I think they're both really good at when they do whatever. And Kevin Steen, love Kevin Steen, my favorite independent wrestler, because he just is so amazing in the ring. His promo skills are top-notch. That feud with El Generico that he was in actually got me into Ring of Honor. But the only guy I never heard of in this match was Akira Tozawa, so I was kind of looking forward to see what he could do. And I'm not really a big fan of Japanese wrestling, so this was kind of my first chance to see a Japanese wrestler. I gotta say this match was impressive. They had a few comedy spots with Jay and Mark and Akira Tozawa, having a shouting match, and it was kind of funny. Got the crowd into it pretty well. But I like the fact that Steen and Akira Tozawa showed some tag team maneuvers, showing that they could actually work as a tag team because they were another thrown together tag team, which worked really well, surprisingly, for a thrown together tag team. And it was a good match. I give it 3 stars and 3 1/2, I'd say. Definitely a good match. Next was probably the match of the night. Maybe not. I don't know, probably one of the best matches of the night, I think. American Wolf versus the Young Bucks. Gotta say, this match was not disappointing at all. You know, you knew going in with the talent that this was going to be a great match. And, oh, this was a semifinal round match. And this match was incredible. Super kicks everywhere, big spots. Davey and Eddie worked great with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks and never have a bad match, in my opinion. They're always on top form. This match proves why they are one of the best tag teams in the world and why they are quickly becoming like the biggest rising tag team, and rightfully so. This match was 4 stars, though. Amazing match. Great counters, great action. Highly recommend you check it out. Next was Kings of Wrestling versus Nightmare Violent Connection. Again, this match was incredible. I really like the fact that like Chris Hero and Akira Tozawa had a lot of interaction, and basically Hero was stiff as hell against Akira Tozawa. Akira was stiff too, but Hero just really laid in some elbows. I was surprised that Akira Tozawa didn't get a concussion out of this match. Just he took a lot of shots, but really great match. Again, this was a lot of fun to watch. 4 stars. Highly recommended again. Basically, the semifinals were probably the best matches of the tournament, just because they were just so great, and they had, you know, 4 great tag teams working together. Next was basically a fill match, which was Joey Ryan Invitational Gauntlet, and this was basically a gauntlet match to see who would face Joey Ryan, who's like a top heel in the company, I guess. It included the team. The first 2 were Brian Cage Taylor and Ryan Taylor, who are a tag team, the Fighting Taylor Boys. They're brothers by marriage, and they worked really well together. I like the story that they wanted to have a friendly match and weren't really looking to hurt each other, and it really came off well. Had some good spots, some good back and forth. Really impressive, actually. These guys grew me pretty well during the match. And then Peter Avalon came out next. This guy was alright. It wasn't blown away by him. He looked pretty good in the ring. Didn't really get a chance to see a lot of his action because it was pretty fast. Then Candice LeRae came out. Joey Ryan super kicked her opponent and let her get the easy win so that he faced her so that he can beat her easily. And to make things interesting, he said, like, you know, oh, I'll put my title shot that I have for next month. And instantly the crowd got into this match. They were cheering heavily for Candice LeRae to beat Joey Ryan. And I gotta say, she impressed me. She is really good in the ring. And I think she could probably be probably one of the better women wrestlers I've seen in a long time. And anyone who thinks women can't wrestle, check out this match, because she really worked well with Joey Ryan. Took a lot of spots, hit some pretty impressive moves, really good. I gotta say though, for being a thrown together match and basically there to have time between the semifinals and the finals, was pretty impressive. It was a good way of showing like off some of their other talent, like the Taylor Boys and Peter Avalon, Joey Ryan. So I liked it a lot. I gave it 3 stars. It was really good. Then the main event, which was the finals of the DDT4 tournament, which was Nightmare Violent Connection versus the Young Bucks. This match started off with a big-ass brawl between the 2 teams. Basically fighting in the crowd, using steel chairs. The referee was just letting it go. He didn't want the to end with a disqualification. Gotta say, these 2 teams worked well together. Again, this match was brutal. Like, they really looked like they were trying to hurt each other here. At one point, Akira Tozawa got taken out with a DDT on the floor. It's like he was taken to the back by medical officials. It was Kevin Steen by himself against the Young Bucks. Some people liked this, some people didn't. I thought it added a nice little story to the match about Kevin Steen, like, basically, you know, not giving up and, you know, taking the punishment, still fighting. So I thought it really helped his character, which, like, he's basically being built up in PWG as, like, their next big guy, and that the next top star in the company. And this just was a great match. Akira Tozawa did come out before the end of the match and, like, helped out, and it really was a great match, though. This was well put together. Like the brawl element of this, like, just added a lot more to it. Made these 2 teams look like they really wanted to win. Like, and great though. Loved it. I thought it was great. 4 stars. Again, highly recommend this match. This match in the semifinals were my favorite match of the night. All in all, I give this match 9.5 or 9.25. It's great. Easily one of the better DVDs I've seen this year of wrestling, and highly recommended if you're new to PWG. It's worth your money. And all right, that's it for now. Take care.